Welcome to the Reluctant Knitter podcast. My name is Adrienne. I am the Reluctant Knitter. You can find me on Instagram. Sorry, this is the second time I'm starting this now. You can find me on Instagram as the Reluctant Knitter and on Ravelry as Reluctant Knitter with no E in the knitter. I am coming to you from Connecticut, where I live with my husband and our dog, Elizabeth Bennett, and our cat, Atticus Finch. Okay. I also think I'm a little bit crooked, and I'm sorry for that. I tried to fix it in the last intro, but it didn't really work. Okay. So I have some housekeeping. I couldn't think of the word on the original rendition of this. I've been doing Vlogtober, and so I'm like not really in the habit of like this structured kind of thing, but I have some housekeeping. We had a MAL. It was called the Save the Tatas MAL, and it was for breast cancer awareness, and we had some participants, which was so lovely to see, to see everybody making their knitted knockers. Was so nice. Excuse me, I've been drinking. I have my new favorite drink, which is Dragon Drink from Starbucks, and my whole lot in life is just getting these little delicious freeze-dried dragon fruit pieces out of this. This is just what I live for, and I can never do it. Except the other day, if you are watching my Vlogtober, you would have seen that I got a free one because I accrued enough points, and I got an extra scoop of, I got the biggest one, and I got an extra scoop of those, and it took me so long to drink it that all the ice melted, and then I was able to get them out anyway. But usually what I do is once I'm done, you guys don't care. This is like vlog talk, not podcast talk. But I usually scoop them out with a spoon and eat them. Okay. This is what you're here for though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is what you get. This is who I am, this way on a vlog or on a podcast, and this is who I am. Okay, so we have some housekeeping. We have the Save the Tatas MAL, we have some prizes, and I have picked a winner. So I did a random number generator, and the winner is Tanya Joy. I don't know if you go by Tanya Joy or just Tanya, but your name is Tanya Joy on Instagram, Knitter Not a Quitter. So congratulations, Knitter Not a Quitter. She made seven knitted knockers, and knitted knockers got you double entry. And Andrea the cat lady also did 7 knitted knockers, and so she also had 14 entries. So it was a toss-up, girls. It was a toss-up. So what you win, you have a choice. So the first prize package choice is a fall prize package. It is a pumpkin spice bag donated generously from Happy Little Yarn. The fall inspired skein of yarn. This is DK weight yarn. It is, Rock and String Creations in Drifter DK. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, in the colorway Caramel Apple Cider. Notions pouch, fall inspired, I shouldn't cover my mouth. Fall inspired Notions pouch that was sewn by my sister Sarah, and a Progress Keeper, pumpkin Progress Keeper that I myself made. So that's choice number 1. Or you can pick the breast cancer theme. So it's pink theme. This bag was also made by Amy of Happy Little Yarn. We have a pink skein of yarn. It is Trekking Pro Natura in the color 1652. This is a fingering weight. It is 75% superwash wool and 25% bamboo. A rose Notions pouch. I can't think of words. Rose Notions pouch. And there's a stitch marker. No, Progress Keeper in here as well, which is a little flower. Okay, so please contact me. You can contact me. You can comment below, although I will need your address, so you're probably not going to do that below. But you can message me on Instagram, The Reluctant Knitter. I think we've talked or you've responded to my stories, so you know who I am. Congratulations, Tanya, or Tanya Joy. Okay, so that was that. Save the Tatas mail, and I will wait to hear from you so that you can tell me what you want. Fall or breast cancer awareness. Okay. Oh, also it will come with this lovely coaster. Happy little yarn coaster. Okay. Let's get to the nitty gritty now. Okay. What I'm wearing, I am wearing my So Faded sweater by Andrea Mowry. Excuse me, I'm still like hiccuping. I knit this out of cat sandwich fiber. I think it's that cat sandwich fiber or cat sandwich yarns. Can't really remember. I can't remember how many different colors, but I will link it to my project page down below. I think I made one. I was talking on my vlog that, no, my Vlogtober, that I actually knit this twice. So the first time I knit it, I do believe I knit it a little too big. And then I was worried I was going to run out of yarn. And so I only knit it 3/4 length. And I did not like it. I think I might've worn it twice, and I don't even know if I did. And I was like, I don't like it. And I'm like, this yarn is too expensive to, not that it's terribly expensive, but too expensive to not wear the sweater. So I took the whole thing out and reknit the entire thing, and then it was like a little too small. So I actually just reblocked it. It's still like a teeny bit damp, but I wanted to wear it to see how it fit, and it fits lovely. If I was wearing the correct undergarments, it would look even better. But I just got back from a walk with my dog, so I'm wearing exercise undergarments. So I think it'll look even better when I'm wearing the proper underpinnings. Okay, so I have some FOs, I have some whips, I have a procurement that I have to go get, and yeah, so let's go. So my first FO, I did not think that I would have this for the podcast, and I was supposed to film a little thing talking about it yesterday. I didn't end up doing it. I'm like, that's fine. I will show a picture and talk about it. But then the person I was supposed to give it to, I did not see them as I had thought that I would yesterday. And so I still have it. So I can talk to you about it, guys. This is the Mandy crochet doll. If you've watched me before, you will recognize her. I did a test knit for this. So this is not the test knit. This is another one, but I did a test knit and showed it. And then it was gifted, and then somebody requested it. So I had a little, what's the word? Commission, little commission crochet. So this is knit out of Knit Picks, worsted weight Dishy. This is 100% cotton. That is the yarn that is suggested. The designer her name is Maungo, and she is in Botswana. I had the privilege of meeting her on Zoom. She's lovely, and we've become friends. We chat back and forth on Instagram. She's learning to knit, which is so exciting. And so she had recommended for this cotton, and I believe someone had asked her why, and she said that she just really likes natural, like the natural fibers. So anyway, the first time I knit this doll, I knit it on sugar and cream, which I always want to call peaches and cream. And it was horrible. It was so horrible to knit with. It destroyed my hands. This is much, much softer. It's lovely. And I know that there are other cottons that are a lot lovelier to knit with. The cool thing about this doll too is that it's so big. Look how fun and big it is. And the body also has like little shorts, little shorts on. How cute is that? And in the pattern, she also writes an option to do the shorts in a different color so that it's like underwear, which is so adorable. And it comes with this little bag. Let me pull her little dress down. This bag too. Oh dear, I have to sign in. I was pulling up my Ravelry page because I have all the, I will link it. All the show notes are down below, and I have it linked. I made a project page, and I also put in the amount of yarn that I used, which I know a lot of people think is very helpful. So that's all there, but the skin color is in the color linen. Her shirt and bow is in the colorway Bumblebee. Her dress, shoes, and bag are verdigris, and her hair is coffee. And then this is very cool. This is like surface stitching, so it's like cornrows, and the pattern is written so nice. She has pictures with arrows on which way to do the surface stitches, and she has a video as well. That is very, very helpful. When I was testing, I was getting very frustrated with it, and her video was so helpful and her pictures were so helpful. So that's all included in the pattern, which is amazing. And then the one thing I do have to say was for me personally, so I knit this on a 3mm, I just keep saying knit, I'm so sorry. I crocheted this on a 3mm crochet hook. And then this is the second time doing it, and I had trouble with the hair where it still is a little lumpy. I don't know if you can see right here, it's like a little bit of a wave here, which, you know, is fine. It's a hand, anytime I complain about anything that I make, my husband is like, it's handmade. It's not going to be perfect. But the first time I did it, it was very, very lumpy. And my husband, who is a non-crafter, was so smart and was like, maybe it's too tight. So I actually I was completely done with the hair. I didn't do the bun yet, but I was completely done with all the hair. And I was like, this is unacceptable. I appreciate that it's handmade, but also someone is purchasing this. And so this is unacceptable. So he said, it looks like it's too tight. Oh, well, I thought it was stuffing. So I tried cramming more stuffing in there. That didn't work. When he said, I think it's too tight, I'm like, I think you're right. That's annoying. And so I took all of the hair out. Thankfully, I was able to reuse most of it. I had enough to just, but you know, I don't want to be wasteful. So I took all the hair out and did surface stitches with I believe it was 0.5 millimeter bigger. It might have even been a whole millimeter bigger, but, and it came out lovely. So just a little bit still of a little bit of lumpiness, but really it is not bad at all. Can barely see it. So he was so amazing. And she's just so cute. I almost don't want to give her away. I mean, I know it was already paid for, but I'm not gonna crochet another one, I don't think. So she's so cute. Okay, that's done. And like I said, the yarn was so much nicer to use. Okay, another FO that I have is, excuse me for looking off to the side, I have knitted knockers. So I had finished a knitted knocker that is stuffed that I'm going to give to someone personally, but then I just wanted to use up, and I showed this on my last podcast, but I wanted to use up the yarn that I had, and I'm going to donate them. I'm going to mail them in to knittedknockers.org. After doing this, I'm like, oh, I should have gotten some darker yarn. But I went back and looked for Patton's Grace. This is what I'm using, Patton's Grace. I'll show you the label in a second. I went back and looked for darker yarn, and they actually don't sell it. I don't think they sell it in a darker skin tone color. So I think I might just look around, but I think I'm gonna have to order yarn if I'm gonna do it in a darker color, which I do want to do, you know? So I knit this out of Patton's Grace. It is 100% cotton. If you are going to donate the knitted knockers to the foundation or to an approved location that is an affiliate with the foundation, you have to use approved yarns and you have to send it in with the yarn tag. If you're going to gift them personally, you can use whatever you want that's soft to the, to the skin. So this is an approved yarn. It's in the colorway Natural. So then I knit these on, I think these are US size 5 double points. And this is what I have left. And so I knit 3 different sizes. I knit an A, a B. What the heck? Here we go. Is that? Okay. I knit an A, a B, and a C. And then so I just attached little labels to them so they would know what size it is. And then also I will link below to my project page, and on my project page, I weighed every single one of them, so you'll know how much each of these each of these sizes take in yarn, if you would like to know. So that's that. And then when you send them in and donate them, you have the option of not stuffing them, and then they can stuff them to their liking. So that's what I'm gonna do, is just not stuff them. Okay. Sorry, I dropped the thing. So that's my next FO, and that's my last FO. Moving on to whips. I have 3 whips, 2 knitting and 1 sewing. What? Okay, so the first knit whip I have is the Float Shawl. This is by Barrett Wool. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. I'm so sorry. All right, so why is Ravelry like so I don't know, it's like locked down. It's like so secure that anytime it's like not active, like the page is not active for like a few minutes, it like makes you sign back in again. What's up with that? It's very annoying. Okay, so the Float Shawl is by Dawn Barker. I believe it is a Barker wool. So you can find it on Ravelry and on their website, Barker Wool website. It is a shawl. I said that. And this is what it looks like. Oh my word. It is gorgeous. So it's a very large shawl. It takes 3 skeins of yarn. They do have a pattern that is very similar to this that only takes 1 or 2. So if you are not in the market to get a bunch of skeins, or you don't want that big of a shawl, so they have these little florets. It's basically just like an assigned pooling pattern, where when you come to the color change, you do a stitch, and it's super, super easy. It's like knitting stockinette. So I'm knitting this out of a Chick That Knits fine hand-dyed yarn. This is the Deluxe Sock Base. It's 75% superwash extra fine merino and 15% nylon in the Turtle Dove colorway. I actually saw this, I believe it was on Barker Wool Instagram, and it was this shawl in that color yarn. And so I just bought the pattern and the yarn. So this is the color change. I don't know if you can see it. So then when you get to that color change, you just knit that certain stitch. This is it in a skein. I'm on my 2nd skein, and this is it in a cake. It's gorgeous. I love this yarn. And there was something else I was gonna say about it. Oh, it's very cool too, because you can use, obviously you can use any kind of yarn that has like this kind of pooling, and the way the pattern is written, it will say like, I did like a swatch. I pulled it out, but I did like a practice run of this stitch. And they say like, when you're done with the stitch, you should be at the end of your color change. But if you have more, you have less, you can increase or decrease the number of stitches in that stitch pattern. So it's actually very cool. Somebody described this as boring. It's not, I don't believe it's as boring as stockinette, but it is, you know, it's actually not as hard as it looks. So okay, I'm knitting these on my Knitter's Pride interchangeable. I can't remember what the name of it is now. Whew, I'm like starting to not feel that great. I can't remember the name of it. Meditation or something. So these are interchangeable. It's a US size 4, 3.5 millimeter. And I'm doing this on a 40-inch cord because it is going to be quite large by the time it's done. Okay, my next FO, No, it's not an FO, it's a whip. It's just a pair of vanilla socks. So I am knitting these for my mom. This is out of Yarn Bee, which is I believe it's the brand for Hobby Lobby in the Cozy Toes sock. It is 100% acrylic actually, because my mom is allergic to wool, although I have since heard that my mother has gotten wool socks from my sister and they're fine. So that's fine. But I just really like this because she also doesn't like any stitch pattern on her socks because her feet are very sensitive. So she has to have vanilla socks. So I thought this was really cool because it's like a self-patterning yarn. And so it's not, you know, going to be as boring as just like a plain color. I am knitting these 2 at a time on a US size 1, 2.25 millimeter. I think these are Addies though, so these might actually be 2.5 millimeter. 40-inch fixed circulars, toe up, 2 at a time. This here is a stitch marker that I got from Andrea, the cat lady. She has a podcast. She also dyes yarn. And this is where I was the last time I showed you. So I've only done a little bit. I don't really knit like a ton on these. I was also knitting fairly exclusively on the Mandy doll. So I hadn't really been knitting on these, but that's what I'm doing. And then my last whip is a sewing whip. So my sister Sarah is helping me sew a quilt, and I'm doing the Jelly Roll Race quilt. And so if you're watching my vlog, you would have seen, but I have stitched all, I don't know if I should take it. It's just really big. Really just go to one of my vlogs and you'll see it. Actually Vlogtober 1, I think it was my first one. And then also my second one, I think I finished it. So it's not done. But I sewed all of the strips together, and then I made the quilt top, and then I have since quilted it to the batting and the backing. The backing is just actually like a sheet, a plain white sheet. And then I did this out of a jelly roll that I got from, I think, Michael's, and it's all like Paris themed, which I love French. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, I don't feel like taking it out. It's actually kind of big, and it's too big for this bag, but that's where it's going. But yeah, go back to my Vlogtober episode 1 and 2, and you will see it better. Okay, let me go get my procurement. I will be right back. Okay, so I actually have 2 procurements. One that was made for me. It was a gift, and one that I purchased. So I got a pin from the Clever Cove. I believe my sister sent me, I think I actually kept the picture. She sent me a post or something, and she loved it and I loved it. So I ended up getting her a pin and getting myself a pin. So this is one I kept for myself. I'll put a picture of the one that I gave her, but I kept this one. And she said that's good. Hold on, let me block my face. She said it's good because she already has this one. So it's just a little hairy cow. I think it's a bull actually, because it has horns, knitting a sock. So that's fun. So this is from the Clever Cove. Sorry. And it is at the Clever Cove on Instagram and theclevercove.com. It is a locking pin back. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Anyway, that's that. And then my sister made me a bag. She was making a bag for herself and her friend. And she said she had enough left over to make me one. I'm so excited. So I'm going to bring it to Ryan back with me. It's fall. How cute is that? It has all the fun fall things. I'm saying fall because it has like leaves, but it also has like mittens and stuff. So, which feels more winter to me. But it's got 4 pockets on the outside. I don't think it has any, no pockets on the inside. And it's just a big old bag and I love it. So that's it. That's all I have to show you. Like I said, I am doing Vlogtober. So if that's something that you're interested in, They're all on my YouTube channel where you found this video. All right, so what am I watching? Knitting. I'm watching the people that I normally watch. So there's nobody really new. Cat Lady, Amy from Happy Little Yarn. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions. Oh, I watch Stitching with Mrs. D. She's also doing Vlogtober. Her name is Paula. She is so funny. And then what I'm watching non-knitting, I did talk about this on my vlog as well. I am kind of really into Law & Order UK, which is on Amazon Prime. I'm on the second season right now. I don't know how many seasons are actually on Amazon Prime, but I am really enjoying it. What I'm listening to a podcast called American Scandal. It is on Apple Podcasts or, wherever you get your podcasts. It is Lindsey Graham. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. He sounds really familiar, so I must know him from something else. But he's the host, and the current season, I think it's the current season, is about the Cuban Missile Crisis. What did I just listen to though? I just listened to the Lance Armstrong one, and they're like a story told in like 4 to 7 episodes. So it's not particularly long. I just listened to the Lance Armstrong one, and then I listened to the other one. Oh, the one about Edward Snowden. So I'm listening to Cuban Missile Crisis right now. I don't know how often they come out. I think once a week. So I'm listening to that. I also talked about the podcast Ologies on my vlog, so it's actually very cool. It's very sciencey. Allie Ward is the host, and she talks to people who are scientists and experts in their field. So she's talked to, biologists and all kinds of ologists, selenologist one. So it's basically like all these different studies. So there's like tons of animal ones. There's tons of like Earth ones. There's like space ones. She did one about the moon. She did one about mountain goats. She did one about turtles. It's been around for a really long time, so it's actually very cool. I was just talking about it on my vlog because we were talking about thunder and lightning, and she did one with some expert on lightning. So she's very cool to listen to. And like the cool thing is that it might be something that you don't think that you're interested in. My husband and I usually listen to it on road trips, and we'll like be going through and we're like, I don't know if that's going to be that good. And then we'll listen to it and we'll be like, that's amazing. It was like the best one. So it's really fun. And what I'm reading. So I'm reading Secrets Hidden in the Glass still by Cate Beauman. I'm not like the fastest reader, and I don't read every day, so it's probably one that I'll be working on for a while. It's one that I came off some super easy ones, like some rom-com books that were very small and got to the point very quickly and were resolved very quickly and are very predictable, which I think is kind of nice. I think those were one of the first books that I've read like in my recent reading journey, and I feel like they were good because it kind of like got me into reading, got it quick, and because I'm not like the biggest reader. I like to read. I used to love to read, but I'm not like the biggest reader right now. So it was really good because it kind of got me in the habit of reading, and it was almost like, like when you have you don't have like your knitting mojo or something, and so then you knit something that's like super, super easy and a quick payoff, like instant gratification knit. That's what I think these books were. So then I started reading this, Secrets Hidden in the Glass, and I kind of felt like it's a longer book, and so because I had read so many like just short and quick and to the point, easy reads, I felt like it took like a little while to kind of get to the point. I didn't really know, you read the blurb in the back and it sounded interesting, but like I didn't really know like what it was really about. I'm like, is this a love story? Some of it is like a little strange, like she has these strange dreams, and I'm like, is this like a mystery? Is this a love story? Is this I didn't really know. So I've gotten a little bit further into it. I am on Goodreads if you want to find me. I honestly can't remember what my thing is, so I'll put it on the screen. I try to update it. I'm still like just not like, I'm not like the most like avid reader. If people read a ton of books, that's not me. But so I'm a little bit further into it. It's pretty good. It's about this artist. She's like a stained glass artist, and she's very well known. And so she's feeling burnt out, and so she takes this vacation on this island. It kind of reads a little bit like Martha's Vineyard or like a Block Island kind of town. Very small, very like seasonal town. She meets the sheriff of the town, and they start a relationship, and then I don't want to obviously get too into it, but she was abandoned like when she was a little girl, and so it turns out like she's the abandoned girl, and so now I'm at the part in the story where they're like trying to find her birth mother. So I don't know, I feel like it's like one of those things. It's very long, which I'm fine with long, but like it's one of those things where it has like, I feel like too many storylines. I'm not that great with that with movies too. Like I feel like especially like superhero movies and like sci-fi movies tend to sometimes, when they're so long, they tend to have like 2 or 3 distinct storylines, and it almost feels like by the end of the movie you've watched 3 different movies. This is like kind of how I feel this book is. Like it was about her kind of disconnecting, going on vacation, being burnt out, trying to find herself. Then she had all these weird dreams that she thought were memories. Then she finds out that her mother was on this very same island hours before she abandoned her. So now and then there's like the love story track. So it's like there's like all these different tracks, and the dream thing, now that I'm thinking about it, is like they kind of just like introduced the dream thing where she like has this image in her head and she doesn't know where it came from, and then she like, it's like of a locket, and then she actually finds the locket in the thrift store, and then it's like, and then they kind of like abandon that, and now I'm sure it's going to come up later, but it's like, oh yeah, what about those weird dreams she had? I don't know, it's weird. I'm actually reading another book as well. I'm reading 2 at the same time, which is like very loosely 2 at the same time. Like I said, I don't read a lot. Secrets Hidden in the Glass I'm reading digitally, and then this book I'm reading, it's a paper copy, it's a hard copy. And I got this book, it's called The Second Wife. I can't remember who it's by. I didn't grab the book, so I will put the name of the author on the screen. I got this in a little free library when I was out in Washington State. And this is like, it's supposed to be like a psychological thriller. So I'm not that far into it. It's this woman who's very good friend, was married to this man, and then the woman has a tragedy and dies, and so her friend is trying to get to the bottom of it, and is like thinks that the husband has something to do with it, and so she's like secretly trying to figure out what the issue is. So and the husband's daughter is like really terrible and manipulative, and so that's like a little bit more of like a heavier read as well. So I haven't really been doing a ton of reading. And also Vlogtober, I have been editing my vlogs at the end of the night and uploading them. And so I haven't really been doing like my reading routine, because generally speaking, at the end of the night, we go to bed pretty early. We all go to bed around 8 or 8:30, and then we lay there for a little while reading and, just goofing off on our phones and stuff. And then we go to bed. So, so that's generally when I would do my reading, but I've been doing my editing. So, I haven't really read that much, but that's what I'm reading. Anyways, we had some terrible weather the last couple of days. Yesterday was really rainy and disgusting. And now we have a gorgeous, gorgeous day, and it should be beautiful tomorrow as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm pretty excited for Monday, because a friend of mine has the day off from work for Columbus Day, and she has invited me to go out with her, and we are going to go to lunch, and we're going to go to Mystic, Connecticut to do some, there's like this secondhand store that she wants to go to. And so I'm really excited about that. And then next weekend is Rhinebeck, guys. Who's going to Rhinebeck? I'm going to Rhinebeck. I'm going to meet Andrea the cat lady and her friend who I've never met before. We have an Airbnb. We are so excited. Who's going to Rhinebeck? Who should I look out for? Are we going to meet? Are we going to be best friends? Please say yes. I'm very excited for that. So I'm not knitting like a Rhinebeck sweater, but I do feel very unprepared for Rhinebeck. I feel like I don't know what I'm going to wear. I don't know what I'm going to bring. I don't know what I need to buy. Like I don't have like a shopping list. I have a budget. I have been saving money for it, but I have no idea what I want to buy. I have one thing on my list, and those are those blocking pins. They're like they look like a comb, you know, and then you stick them into the thing. That's like the only thing I have on my list. My sister has given me money to buy her something. I'm just very unprepared, but I am very excited actually. So that's that. So I will be vlogging that. I believe my next podcast will be after that. And I'm going to vlog it because I'm doing Vlogtober, but I'm also going to do like a Rhinebeck vlog. It's probably going to be the 2 days together and then possibly the haul at the end, which is what I've done in the past. So man, that's that. I'm a busy, busy lady. So there we go. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got to say to you. Tanya Joy, please reach out to me via DM on Instagram. You can also reach out to me on Ravelry, but you and I believe have talked before on Instagram. So so reach out to me on Instagram with your address and your prize choice, and I will send that out to you. So excited. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for everyone who participated in my mal. I really, really appreciate it. And if you've made it this far, thank you. And I'm sorry. And I will see you next time. Bye.